A woman will never, I mean never, share anything with a guy unless she is utterly, utterly, irrevocably in love with him. It's not her phone password either. Most guys are unaware of it when it occurs since it is something so personal and unvarnished. Indeed, according to a 2023 study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships, 78% of men totally miss the moment a woman shows them emotional commitment. 78%. This implies that you may be standing there fumbling for the lock while a lady in your life has already given you the keys to her heart. I'm going to tell you something that could change everything, so stick with me on this one. The final indicator, which I will disclose at the very end, is what distinguishes a lady who likes you from one who would fight for you. The majority of individuals won't tell you this. Women don't fall in love the way men believe. It's a common misconception among men that love begins with a dramatic confession or a scene in a movie where a woman runs through the rain and utters those three magic words. That is both lovely and utterly incorrect. In actuality, a lady does not declare her love. She lets it out. She shares it in subtle, nearly undetectable ways that most men ignore. Here's why you care more about this than you would think. She will eventually cease offering it to you if you miss these opportunities and don't see what she is truly giving you. She concluded you weren't paying attention, not because she stopped loving you. And a woman who feels invisible will shut the door so softly that you won't even hear it. One day, you'll simply wake up and wonder what went wrong. I'm going to lead you through the exact things that a woman only shares when she is truly, passionately, and completely in love. You'll be surprised by a few of these. Some of them will cause you to reconsider all of your past relationships. One of them, the last one, will be so powerful that you may need to stop watching this movie and send someone a text. Let me begin with the one that takes most men completely by surprise, though, before I get to that. Her childhood injuries. When a woman begins to tell you about her early years, not the adorable tale of her first bicycle or her spelling bee victory, mind you. The real stuff, the messy stuff, the tale of her parents' nightly arguments, the moment she felt abandoned, the reason she winces when someone speaks up. She is not engaging in small conversation, so pay great attention when she begins to share that. She's giving you a piece of her soul, wrapped in a sentence that she's probably practiced 100 times before speaking it aloud. Clinical psychologist Dr. Sue Johnson, who developed emotionally oriented therapy, claims that the best measure of attachment bonding between spouses is emotional vulnerability. To put it another way, a woman won't show you her wounds unless she has enough faith in you to keep them from getting worse. Most likely, she has previously been burned. It's likely that she disclosed something private to the wrong person who then used it against her. Therefore, she is not being theatrical if she is sharing the details of her narrative that she typically keeps hidden. She's showing courage. She is taking a chance because she loves you so much. Now, trying to remedy it is what most men do incorrectly. As soon as they hear her suffering, they start thinking of a solution. Have you tried treatment then? But that was a long time ago. Isn't that correct? Stop. She doesn't require a mechanic. She requires a witness. Instead of rushing her out of it, she needs someone to sit with her. That's just the beginning, though, because the next item she shares makes even the most self-assured ladies feel totally vulnerable. Her body-related fears. You might be shocked by this. In the world we live in, women are always projecting confidence. Perfect angles, filters, social media, the entire production. Therefore, it is not asking for praise when a lady approaches you in sweats, without makeup, in bad lighting, and says something like, "I hate my arms. I feel so bloated today," or "I do not feel pretty right now." It took her a great deal of bravery to get to that level of trust. According to a study published in the International Journal of Eating Disorders, more than 91% of women express body dissatisfaction. 91%. Almost single woman you have ever met is walking around with a mental battle over how she looks. She's also deciding to show you what's beyond the curtain. She is revealing to you the side of herself that she keeps hidden from the public, her coworkers, and Instagram. A woman is effectively saying, I trust you to still look at me the same way after I show you what I am most afraid of, when she confides in you about her bodily fears. That is not a minor issue. That's all. She will also remember your response, not for a week, not for a month, but forever, if it is anything but sincere certainty. Women's brains have a filing cabinet dedicated to the way a man reacted when they first revealed their vulnerability to him. Avoid ending up in the incorrect drawer. This is where things start to get really interesting because most guys don't even consider the next thing she shares to be a show of love. Her quiet. You did indeed read that correctly. Sometimes a woman's greatest gift to you is nothing at all. And listen to me before you assume I've lost the plot. In psychology, there is a notion known as comfortable silence. It takes at least 4 seconds of quiet in a conversation before individuals begin to feel nervous and rejected, according to research from the University of Groningen in the Netherlands. 4 seconds. That is barely enough time to take a breath. Therefore, one of the purest types of emotional closeness is when a woman can sit by you in total silence, without a phone, without any interruptions, and without the need to speak. From an early age, women are socialized to be courteous, to carry on conversations, and to ensure that everyone around them is at ease. Therefore, when a woman ceases acting that way around you and simply lives in your company without feeling nervous, she is conveying to you something profound without even speaking. She feels secure. She is at home. Her quiet is not awkward at all, but most men are too preoccupied with worrying about awkward silences to notice this. It is revered. She's not bored. She's at ease. And only with someone she loves does it occur. Hold on, though, because the next one will clarify something you may have sensed but never grasped: the significance of her future with you. Everything stops when a woman says something like, "We should go there next summer, when we have a house one day," or even something as simple as, "You would love my cousin's wedding in October." Go back in time. She just put you in her future, so replay that sentence in your mind. Furthermore, women do not unintentionally do it. Building love maps is one of the best indicators of relationship success, according to research from the Gottman Institute, which has been studying relationships for more than 40 years. This indicates that a spouse is highly emotionally invested if they actively include you in their vision of the future. She is creating a love map with you at its center when she talks about vacations you haven't taken, holidays you haven't celebrated, or accomplishments you haven't yet attained. This contrast is what makes this so potent. A lady uses cautious, non-committal words when she feels unsure about a man. She says things like, "Maybe we will see," and "I do not know what I am doing next week," but her words change when she is in love. All of a sudden, everything is we, us, and our, and she no longer travels alone. She purchased a ticket for you. The next one, however, demands the greatest amount of confidence. To be honest, most men struggle with it the most. Her anguish from a previous relationship. A woman is not complaining when she tells you about how her former partner mistreated her, about the betrayal, about the time she sobbed herself to sleep for months, or about the manipulation she was unaware of until it was too late. She's not trying to make you envious. She still has feelings for that individual, therefore she isn't even doing it. She is telling you because she loves you enough to provide you a roadmap of her suffering so you can steer clear of the same paths, and she is doing it because she is afraid it will happen again. To be honest, this is among the most courageous things a woman can do. This is what Dr. Brené Brown, who has studied vulnerability for more than 20 years, refers to as the anatomy of trust. She characterizes it as a sequence of brief instances in which one person chooses to show vulnerability and the other person reacts compassionately. A woman is giving you one of those moments when she tells you about her previous heartbreak. And how you react will determine whether she opens up more or begins to gradually up walls that you won't even be able to perceive. Ignoring it is the worst thing you can do. Say something like, "Well, I am not your ex." It's true in theory, but it won't help you emotionally. She needs you to recognize the significance of what she just said and make a commitment to act, not just speak, that you understand why it is important. I'll go on to one that will make you chuckle, but don't undervalue it. It's actually the most telling of them all. Her embarrassing habits and guilty pleasures. When a lady tells you that she eats cereal for dinner at 11 p.m., talks to her cat in a baby voice, or has seen the same awful reality TV show 4 times, she is not being arbitrary when she stands over the sink. She is presenting you with her raw, unpolished, completely insane self, and she doesn't provide that privilege to everyone. Women are always managing, editing, and presenting a version of themselves for social media, the workplace, friends, and family. That's love then, when she lets you see the version that sings off-key in the shower and has strong feelings about which flavor of potato chips is better. This is who I really am, and I trust you not to make me feel foolish for it, she is expressing. According to studies by Stony Brook University psychologist Dr. Arthur Aaron, self-disclosure of intimate and even insignificant data greatly enhances emotions of intimacy and love between spouses. Almost all of his well-known 36-question experiment, which was intended to make strangers fall in love, depended on increasing vulnerability. Furthermore, most individuals are unaware that disclosing your strange, ridiculous, innocent secrets nevertheless constitutes a type of vulnerability. I am no longer performing for you, it says. This is me. So don't make fun of her the next time she admits that she still sleeps with a stuffed animal or that she has a playlist named Crying in the Car. She just given you something more honest than most people would ever share, so laugh with her. This is where things start to get serious. This is a huge green flag that most men ignore, so I urge you to pay close attention. Her actual financial situation. One of the final taboos in partnerships is money. Before they tell you how much debt they have or how much money is actually in their bank account, people will discuss their childhood trauma, their therapy sessions, and even their body count. According to a 2022 bank rate survey, 42% of Americans have concealed money from their spouse. 42%. That means that almost 50% of people in relationships are concealing financial information. Therefore, a woman is providing you with a level of honesty that transcends emotional vulnerability when she tells you the truth about her finances, the student loans, the credit card balance, the fact that she is living paycheck to paycheck, or even the fact that she is doing really well and fears that men will treat her differently because of it. She is sharing with you the unglamorous, pragmatic, behind-the-scenes facts of her existence. And she wouldn't do so unless she considered you to be a long-term companion rather than only a temporary visitor. I want you to know where I actually stand because I am planning to stand next to you, she is expressing. All of the information I have presented thus far is significant, but I have reserved the most potent one for last. To be honest, this is the one that makes all the difference. She is afraid of losing you. That's what happens when a woman looks at you and says something like, "Sometimes I am scared this is too good to be true. I'm afraid you are going to leave," or even just clings to you a bit more after a fight. That's the last indication. A woman in love, that is. This is why it's so important. From an early age, women are encouraged to be self-sufficient, to never appear overly dependent, and to never reveal that a man is in control. Women are literally taught by society to act as though they may leave at any time, even when every cell in their body begs them to stay. The emotional equivalent of leaping out of a plane without a parachute and expecting you to catch her is what happens when a woman breaks through all of that conditioning and protective armor and confesses to you that she fears losing you. According to attachment theory, which was first put forth by psychologist John Bowlby, the dread of losing a loved one is actually a sign of strong bonding rather than weakness. The idea of being separated from someone you are emotionally devoted to causes real emotional suffering. She is therefore not being needy when she says she fears losing you. She's acting like a person. More significantly, she is being truthful about the intensity of her emotions. Most relationships either level out or break out at this point because she will learn everything she needs to know about whether or not she made the proper decision in loving you based on how you handle her fear. She will begin defending herself if you ignore it. She will adore you in ways you never would have imagined if you approach it with confidence and constancy. So allow me to summarize everything. A woman is not casually interested if she talks about her childhood traumas, her bodily anxieties, her comfortable silence, her goals for the future that include you, her past heartbreak, her strange and lovely habits, her financial truth, and her fear of losing you. That is a lady who, in spite of all the reasons the world has given her to be vigilant, has chosen you on purpose. I can also learn something about you from the fact that you watched the full video. It indicates to me that you are not the type of man who prefers to go through a relationship automatically. You genuinely wish to comprehend her. To be honest, that already puts you ahead of most people. However, before you leave, I would like you to consider this. Each and every symbol I discussed today is a means of communication. She is always communicating her feelings to you through her actions, trust, and the things she chooses to share. Whether or if she is communicating is not the question. I want to know if you are paying attention. And please do me a favor if this film made you realize what you were missing. For yourself, not for me. Send this movie to someone you know who needs to hear it, such as a friend, a brother, or someone who is totally unaware that the woman in front of them is already in love with them. Before it's too late, just one exchange could keep a relationship intact. I only ask for that. Knowing that she loves you is only half the story. So before you go, there is something important that I did not address in this video. Knowing when woman wants to advance both physically and emotionally is the other half, and most guys make terrible mistakes in this regard. I created a whole video titled 3 Clear Signs She Wants More Intimacy with You. To be honest, it may be even more significant than what you just witnessed, because the distance between what she is giving and what you are receiving will grow into a wall if she is already in love with you and is sending you signals for greater intimacy and you are not responding. Furthermore, it is far more difficult to demolish walls than to construct them. You are now viewing the video. Press it. The indicators she is providing you now have an expiration date, so watch it right away. Furthermore, I don't want you to be the man who discovers the truth too late.